You know, I have a bee up my bonnet today, and I said, I did, and I said to my husband, we're gonna do a video because this is important.
We're doing this because we're watching somebody that we care for dearly that's going through a breakup, and it's a significant breakup because they had made plans and they were building a life together.
They were getting married. They were engagement ring, the whole 9 yards. The house, the announcements, everything, and then
she's moving out tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's not the point, because when we started looking at all of this and we were thinking about this, and we've been talking about relationship and doing this for a long time, so it's this place. What we're seeing.
We're seeing
is a lack of communication. Well, we wrote down a couple different things,
Well, my big thing, honey, the number one thing that I asked, which kind of started the bee buzzing in my head, was like, I looked at my husband and I went, husband, and I went, what the heck has happened to people being willing to commit in their lives now?
Or even just communicate.
But especially because I think when we're going into deep relationships, that commitment forms the foundation for deeper levels of communication, and communication allows us to make commitments. So they're
kind of tied. They're hand in hand, and it sounds really easy when you're doing this, but when your poop hits the fan, when it gets really deep, and what you're talking about may be very personal for you, and your unwillingness to want to look inside or to see the other person in a different way. And we've gone through this.
Yeah.
So how many times have we gone through this?
Oh my God.
Where we get to this place and something gets said and we both get triggered, and then what ends up happening is we go into our patterns. So we do what we do. We run away, we clam up, we stop talking, we start blaming the other people, we start ignoring what's going on. And all we see is this breakdown then of this relationship or the communication or any of it, because there's no way forward. There's no center place.
Right. There's no way forward. Once the communication stops, once you go, I'm taking my toys and I'm going home.
Yeah.
Once you lock yourself into the bedroom, once you go to sleep,
or you get in the car and you drive away.
Or you get in the car and you drive away. Once you shut that down, I hate to say this, it's like it's over.
It's done.
It's done. And somebody, one of those parties, both of those parties really need to come back into this place that say, wait a minute.
Where's the ground that we can create? So there's has to be some safe ground that we create that we can come back to. And sometimes when we're being reactive and over emotional, we actually have to have a timeout, because
it's true.
And we've done that.
Yep.
I mean, we've done that lots of times. So I don't want to talk right now because I may say something that may be hurtful. So I'm going to go sit and find myself first, and then let's come back. And we and we come back and then we look at that and we ask the hard questions. I think the thing that doesn't go away is the place where we believe and love and is that place of respect, of mutual respect. That's hard to not have inside of a relationship if there's no respect.
There's no respect. And then I'm going to go back, honey, back to commitment.
Yeah.
Because it's the commitment that buoys the willingness to be in conversation, that's to ask the hard questions, to look at your stuff, to come in and build consensus when there are difficult conversations to have and difficult points of view to negotiate.
And be okay looking at your stuff and be okay admitting things. And that's the thing some people don't see. And there was another place that we were talking about, and I don't know if we jumped to this or not, but we were talking about, if I can't do this in this relationship, then how am I relating to the world and how am I relating to everything else? And that's, in some ways, that's what we think that we are seeing, is this breakdown of our ability as human beings,
as a culture,
as
planet Earth.
There's this place of this so divisive now that you either believe what I believe, and if you don't, then you're wrong, and I'm not even going to pay attention to you. Go away from me.
Yeah,
right?
I'm not going to listen to you.
Yeah.
You're what do they call that?
You're dead to me.
You're dead to me. You're fake truth.
Fake truth.
Was it fake truth? Is that what they say?
Fake news.
Fake news.
Yeah.
Fake news. Fake this. Fake that. If you don't believe what I believe, then we don't have a relationship.
We don't have a relationship.
So
where's the common ground? Where's the place where we come together? Even though I may still believe in what I believe in, can I at least listen to where you are and you give me the same consideration? Mm-hmm. Inside of that, even though there's disagreement, right? Mm-hmm. And we've lots of places where we've had disagreement. Where do we find the place where we do agree? Where do we find a place that we can have relationship? And I guess that's what we started with, is how do we have relationship? Because if not, then there's no relationship, right?
And relationship starts with communication and commitment.
Yeah,
commitment
and trust. We didn't talk about trust.
But there's not.
Yeah, I know. We can keep going. The list could be really long.
We're making a little list today, honey.
I know.
So the little list is we came up with, what was it, 4 C's?
4 C's.
4 C's, just for today, for this little conversation, because my bee in my bonnet was about commitment.
Or the lack of.
And the lack of commitment, and why we're so afraid as human beings in relationship at this now in time. I mean, my God, what is the percentage of divorce rate now? It's 50 to 70% people that say that they're going to get married, get divorced. And in our generation, it was different. For different reasons. In my mom's generation, it was different. And I'm not saying people should stay together no matter what, but there was a level, and there is here a deep level of commitment.
And a willingness to communicate.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, honey. A deep level of commitment, plus a willingness to communicate, that allows for conversation, that allows for creation of consensus, that builds the respect and trust, that allows us to
have collaboration. So the places where we can find the common ground and the places to come together. And again, if we can't do that in these kinds of relationships, then how are we going to be able to do that in the world?
How can you do that with your business relationships? How do you do that with your boss, with your job, with your teams, with your friends? How do you do
other members of your family?
Exactly. How do you do it with your family? Then how do you do that with your neighbors? How do you do that with your communities? How do you do that with your countries?
Yeah.
Okay. So it starts here. It starts here.
It has to start here.
It has to start here.
There has to be that personal connection, right? We can't keep making ourselves separate and not looking for the personal connection, but we keep looking for the things that are wrong or the things that are different.
And this here in a marriage, in a deep relationship, in a committed relationship, and that doesn't matter whether it's a family relationship. It doesn't matter what sex relationship it is,
or the level of friendship,
that it is. The relationships are a crucible. They are a fiery crucible for learning at a tremendously, powerfully potent, deep level.
I was going to say, you want to do a good spiritual relationship, get in relationships.
You want to have a spiritual relationship, get married.
Yeah.
Or have a really close friend.
Relationship.
These are the crucibles for us to burn away the dross that keeps us from living lives of love and truth and integrity.
But also knowing ourselves in a deeper way, right? Because that's the other part, is I have to know myself to be able to know what I'm bringing into that relationship too.
Yeah, and then you learn about yourself inside the relationship because it's constantly mirroring back to you and taking responsibility for those things you don't want to see. So Anyway, I had to be in my bonnet, and I just had to mouth off about this to everybody today.
But we also felt like we needed to do it together because it's something that we've been talking about and really something that people have been asking us about anyway.
What we'd love for you to do is just to let us know how you feel about this. Post a comment. We are quite serious about sharing how we do this in our lives so we can help you create this for yours, because we know that the micro turns into the macro, and we start love and respect here first.
How we do commitment and communication here, how we do commitment and communication with ourselves is how we're going to do commitment and communication in the world, right? And I think it's time we kind of have a look at that.
I think it's more than time we have a look at that. Yeah, honey, thank you. So much love to you all. Thank you for listening. If you've listened all the way through to the end, yippee! We love you, we bless you, and we wish for you beautiful, committed, loving communication in every aspect of your lives. And let us know if we can be of support and service to you in that in any way.
Anyway, from our heart to yours.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.